At the start of the movie, we see a man named Andrew throwing packages of cocaine from a plane. But when he tries to jump, he faints because his head bumped. Then, in the Chattahoochee Forest in Georgia in 1985, we see a couple of hikers named Olaf and Elsa on their way to explore the forest. The journey is enjoyable until they see a black bear that acts very strangely. The bear, which suddenly approaches them, makes them run in fear. And unfortunately, the bear manages to eat Elsa. After that, there is news about Andrew, who was found dead because he did not open his parachute. A detective named Bob finds some packages of cocaine that are suspected to belong to a dealer named Sid. With his assistant named Rebecca, they are sure that there are still other packages that were dropped. Then we see a man named David, who is Sid's right-hand man. Sid is angry to know that his packages were dropped carelessly. According to the news, they finally fell in the Chattahoochee Forest, so he orders David and his son Eddie to find them quickly. The next day, David meets Eddie, who is sad because his wife just died. On the way, we learn that Eddie has always disliked his father's job because it is clearly illegal. Then we see a mother named Sari and her daughter, who is usually called Dee Dee. They also have a picnic planned to the Chattahoochee Forest, but Sari postpones it because she has other work. That clearly makes Dee Dee disappointed. In the morning, with her school friend named Henry, they secretly go to the forest alone, and after a while they decide to rest. Not far from there, Dee Dee finds a package of cocaine belonging to Sid. Because they're curious, they try the drug. Dee Dee continues to check the surrounding area and finds another package that is already damaged. The package has been eaten by the bear, which suddenly surprises them from behind. Meanwhile, at home, Sari, who returns from work, is called by the school. They tell her that Dee Dee did not attend. Then she finds a map that shows the Chattahoochee Forest and immediately goes there by bike. On the other side, we see the forest ranger, Ranger Liz, who is often bothered by a young man named Rocky, who often steals snacks. Not long after, a boyfriend named Peter, an animal expert, came. They drove away Rocky, who was very annoying. At the same time, Bob received information that cocaine packages were falling in the forest. Before leaving, he entrusted his dog named Catherine to Rebecca. Back to Sari, who finally met the ranger to ask for help to find Dee Dee, who went to the forest alone. The ranger and Peter finally agreed to help. When they left the office, it turned out that Eddie and David also came. But when they were in the toilet, David was challenged by Rocky and his friends. Because of this fight, David was stabbed. Eddie, who came, was shocked to see the chaos, and when he checked, he found a cocaine package. So David immediately asked the blonde man. The blonde man told them that they found a bag full of cocaine hidden in the gazebo in the middle of the forest. They immediately started the journey led by the blonde man. Meanwhile, Sari and the others finally found Dee Dee's scattered supplies, and soon they heard Henry scream, who saved himself to the top of a tree. He told them that there was a bear that was raging, and sure enough, because they felt something approaching, they escaped from the attack. Peter accidentally crawled past the scattered cocaine, but now the bear attacked the ranger. But suddenly the bear disappeared. Even though she was injured, the ranger would go back to the office to ask for help. Because he was scared, Peter finally also climbed to the top of the tree. Instead of attacking Henry, the bear smelled cocaine on Peter, and he was immediately attacked and killed very horribly. Seeing this, Sari invited Henry to quickly get down and run to save themselves. After feeling safe, Henry told them that Dee Dee was still alive, but was taken by the bear to its nest in the middle of the forest. Meanwhile, the ranger who came back told Joe, who was battered, to call an ambulance. But Rocky told him that there was something in front of the door. But because he panicked, the ranger shot Joe. The two of them were finally trapped in the office where they heard the bear trying to get in there. Soon Bob came, who didn't know what happened in the ranger's office. Meanwhile, in the forest, Sari and Henry, who were walking, finally found the paint trail left by Dee Dee. They were relieved to know that Dee Dee was still alive. Back to the office, where the ambulance that was called earlier had arrived with two officers named Tom and Beth. When they entered, they were shocked to see the corpses that were so horrible, where Beth found the ranger who was seriously injured, while Tom saw a room that was bleeding. When he opened it, he found Rocky's corpse, where the bear was also standing not far from there. Beth quickly brought the ranger, while Tom also tried to escape. Even though he managed to get on the ambulance, the bear still chased them. And unfortunately, the bear that managed to attack killed them all horribly on the road. On the other side, Bob, who arrived at the gazebo, found the cocaine package first, and soon David and the others also arrived. The fact that he did not find his bag made David very angry, but Bob finally also appeared carrying the bag. Now the problem was that Bob did not know how to get down from there, and because he tried to fight, David's 2 fingers were shot. Bob then told Eddie and the blonde man not to mess around because he was thinking of a way to get down from there. But the main problem arose because the bear also approached. Seeing that, they tried to stay calm. It turned out that the method worked, where the exhausted bear fell asleep on top of them. Even though he was crushed, Eddie was still alive. David asked Bob for a truce because he would try to help Eddie. But because the blonde man was noisy, the bear finally woke up. He ate a package of cocaine that David accidentally dropped, and they couldn't believe what happened. The bear looked high and tried to attack them. They realized that the bear was addicted. Bob then sprinkled cocaine, and the method succeeded in diverting the bear's attention. After they felt safe, the blonde man ran away. But suddenly Bob was shot by someone. Bob collapsed, and he finally dropped the bag, and then it was taken by the bear. It turned out that the shooter was Sid. He was told that some of the packages that were found had been eaten by a bear. He ordered them all to get the remaining packages because if sold, they could make a lot of money. Then when he was going to take the bag that Bob had previously carried, he told him that the bag had fallen and was now carried by the bear. Then Rebecca came, who instead of helping, turned out to be Sid's subordinate. Bob was clearly shocked to find out that his assistant had betrayed him all this time. Before he died, he told them that the bear went north. On the other side, Sari and Henry continued to follow Dee Dee's trail until they had to cross a river. Finally, they met Olaf. He was still sad about Elsa's death because she had been eaten by the bear. Olaf told them that he saw Dee Dee go down to a cave. Sari and Henry went to the cave, while Olaf decided to go home. As soon as they entered, they saw baby bears that also ate cocaine, and there they finally found Dee Dee. However, not long after they heard someone approaching, so they were forced to follow the bear cubs until they reached behind the waterfall. It turned out that the one who approached was Sid's group, and because he was blinded by money, he still insisted on entering to look for his packages. When they were inside, they found one bag. Felt more dangerous, Rebecca decided to go home. When they went out to the waterfall, Sid found another bag and met Sari and the children. Eddie also tried to take the bag but failed because it was stuck. He then told his father to give up because this search had taken many lives, but Sid's still stubborn. Seeing the bear coming, Sari and her children decided to jump, followed by David and Eddie, who were fed up with their boss. Sid, who also managed to shoot the bear, tried to take the bag, but one package that fell made the bear get up again and immediately attacked Sid until he died. He was mauled along with the bear cubs. Because of the incident, it turned out that David was grazed by a bullet when he was about to jump, and luckily Sari came so that David could be saved. In the morning, Sari and the children finally returned home, as did Eddie and David. Meanwhile, Rebecca decided to quit the police and hand over Catherine to Eddie because Bob is dead. On their way home, Henry told them that they both tasted a little cocaine and finally saw the chaos from the previous ambulance incident. Lastly, we were told that the other cocaine packages were not found. So until today, the items are still in the Chattahoochee forest, and the movie ends. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Because by subscribing, you have supported me to make better videos. See you in the next video.